Great.
Hello, world. I think. I think we're on the internet. It's not a strong start to a stream to just say I think we're on the internet, but
I think
I
we're on
think
the
we
internet.
are on the internet.
It's
Looks like,
mostly about belief. It's sort of like a Willy Wonka fairy tale type of situation.
yeah,
If you believe you're on the internet,
yeah. That's
it's
all.
free.
That's all we do here. Is that me and Kurt sit here. We are on a Zoom call, and then both of us close our eyes and we go, I think, with all my heart, I will be on the internet tonight." We should have
Yeah, we're
worked on the
working
rhyme a
on the
bit.
landing, but
Yeah.
it's pretty close to perfect,
We
we
think
think.
we're gonna get it. Yeah, yeah. And then we just
Speaking
like conjure these overlays. Sorry, yes, Kurt.
Well, if you're here to do some imagining with us, which you might well be, it's possible that you're here a little early. That's fine. We love that you're here this early. Feel free to stick around and listen to us gab, or if you would like, you are welcome to, if you're watching this in the future,
Future.
scrub forward on the video leftover as a demonstration of our liveness, and you will eventually find three humans instead of two. When you find that point in the video, that's when we'll start playing. Probably like 5 minutes after that. Let's be real. We always have a little chit chat with our third when she arrives. So we're
Hey,
here.
we're here. We're back.
Please forgive our absence. For those of
Yeah.
you who may or may not have been waiting for us to return, we took an unintended hiatus because while two of us were always available, not quite. The game that I'd prepared in the hopper, as it were, is for three or more players, and I didn't have the capacity to get a second one ready to go. I just didn't, folks. I just didn't. It
That's
has been a busy time in
yeah.
the life of me.
I mean, it's like always acceptable that you maybe don't have the capacity to suddenly learn new games and create new art to go with those games. But in this particular case, do have a lot of things you're doing in your life, so it seems completely reasonable.
Well, still, still,
So,
wouldn't it have been better if I simply did?
if you just could do more, Kurt, if you just be more amazing.
If I could just do more, it would be very cool if I could. Anthony and I were talking, and we were thinking about, I think this was 2 weeks ago, doing a game called Dungeon and Dragon, which longtime viewers of the stream might recall as a game we have attempted to play on more than one occasion this year. And every
True.
occasion we were not successful. We simply completely failed. There were technical issues, I believe twice, and they were unrelated technical issues. And then in this third time, I forgot that I couldn't either. I also had technical issues and they were foreseeable. It was a little bit my fault, but the point stands, folks. It's a cursed game. It's very good, actually. I shouldn't call it cursed when it's so good, but
It's good, but we are cursed in an attempt to play it. I
yes,
was gonna say that all three groups of two have tried to play it, but that's not quite true. You and me have tried to play it twice. Me and Amanda have tried to play it once.
yes.
Maybe you and Amanda can play it,
Maybe that's what it's waiting for. It
but
just wants me and Amanda specifically.
specifically, there is a kind of history to this that there is like on our YouTube channel. There is like a Kurt and Amanda. Maybe there's two Kurt and Amanda games that are like D&D adjacent, and we really like milked it in the like title and thumbnail. So it's kind of Dungeons and Dragons has been evoked, and I think at least one of them did quite well in viewer numbers by our standards. Maybe both, and I always have felt like, damn, I really missed out being in the Dungeons and Dragons videos, and so I always felt like this was my time. This game is
This
called
time,
Dungeon or Dragon. Is that what it's called?
Dungeon and
Dungeon
Dragon.
and Dragon. Sorry, yes, yes, yes. The twist is that it's not dungeons in the plural. Dungeon and Dragon. But still, we've never gotten a coherent play of it up online. So it's the universe protecting me from fame. Um, my I can't be known by the world. It will destroy this timeline. So we must keep me
Yes.
hidden,
We
secret.
must keep Anthony for ourselves, our sweet, sweet Anthony. Also, hello, Kate on Twitch.
Hey, Kate.
Lovely to see you. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. A little busy, but in a way that feels accomplished, a way that feels like it's busy in the same way that if you're, is that a normal comparison? I
Tell
don't
me,
know.
tell
If
me,
you're
tell me, tell me.
locked in, if you're locked in on some
Okay.
kind of game that requires concentration. I was imagining a shooting gallery where little like at the carnival and like the duck is going by and you've got to
Kurt,
get them all.
you
And
play a ton of games. That's not a reasonable one to like. That's not a common game you're playing.
I was
Why is that your
imagining
pull?
I was imagining something that was like very tactile and locked in and a speed sort of game. A sport, I guess.
Uh huh.
I don't know, but I don't know how many sports involve sort of solo play like that with speed and
Well,
accuracy.
kind of. Yeah,
So I'm imagining something like that. Feel free to substitute your own
yeah.
activity
So
that
you feel
makes you
locked
feel
in
locked.
like that, like
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, like flow state. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It felt busy in a flow state kind of way. And so that was good.
yeah, that's good.
However, you can still end up busy in a way that makes it hard for you to do things like, you know, be on time for your stream.
Yeah. That was me today for sure. I had a
Oh,
similar day, you know. I had like a classic like I sat down at my desk, and then 8 hours later I stood up, you know, just like really like in it, focused. A classic work day, a platonic work day. Um,
the ideal of the workday
yeah, it was
to the
really good.
people who are paying you to have a workday.
Well, in this case, because I'm a PhD student, and this will become relevant this stream, the person paying me, well, I guess it's the Canadian public, uh, unfortunately. But mostly I'm my boss, you know? Like, who benefits from my labor? This guy.
I mean, indirectly, doesn't everyone because you study how to make the world happier?
Yeah, hopefully. I was mostly studying how to do statistical inference on small samples today, but that
That's part of it.
seems like it could be useful to
It's
somebody.
all part of it.
Yeah.
Kate, I'm sorry that you're in work early because life is a mess. Frankly, I've been there. I've showed up early for a job that I really loved when home life was not what I really loved. And maybe you don't even really love your job. Maybe you just don't want to be there. Understood. I think everybody reaches a point at some point. They got to navigate something like that.
That's a funny
Will
little
you
moment.
learn secrets of Utopia today that will spare you from this job? Probably not. Uh, Anthony was telling me before the stream that Anthony had found a different game with the same name that was like so obscure and sort of art game that Anthony couldn't even imagine how to type a description for it. And I'm so intensely curious what you did find, but I feel like maybe that would be too deep in the.
No. Let's talk about it for a second because it is fascinating. So the game that we're playing today is called the Glass Dream Game. Um, and if you're kind of dumb and you just search the Glass Dream Game online without like putting RPG or whatever behind it, as you should probably do, you find a well, first you find like an Obsidian page. You know what Obsidian is? It's like one of these like second brain things, where kind of you link all these like pages together, and you can publish them, so you have all of your notes connected together. And someone has posted up a website like this, and this is my first exposure to whatever I thought we were playing. The Glass Dream Game. Oh, well, sure, I'll show you guys. I have the tech to do this. Boom. The Glass Dream Game is a divination game developed and practiced by Eamon Eduddin. The game begins through a claromantic process, selecting 6 books by chance from Eamon's library of 900 plus books. One
Oh,
page in each of these books is selected through the same chance process, resulting in a hexagram. From these 6 pages, Eamon takes notes and makes sketches, looking for connections and noting any synchronicities emerging from the hexagram. The process constitutes trials. Using the notes and sketch from the trials, Eamon writes a dream. And then it goes on, and then Eamon creates pieces of artwork
oh,
based on this process. I think I can show you maybe some of this work if you're watching the stream. These aren't great pictures because they're so small, but kind of like sort of really kind of like almost impressionistic, but like slightly like tarot-y vibed pieces of art. Um, there's like some of them are incredibly beautiful. I'm doing a very good job of showing them off here.
what? Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That does sound like something that I would also make this group do.
Right? I was like, okay, this is
It's like
plausible.
it's just plausible and it's so obscure and arty. Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. The game that we are playing isn't that much more normal than this, but it does more closely resemble a storytelling machine.
Yeah, yeah. It felt much more like home when I read the rules to the actual game that we're playing today. Um, but yeah, there's like all these like cool Q&A interviews with this artist who has designed this game. And they're all like super like impressionistic and like poetic, and I was like, whoa, how do we even play this, Kurt? There's no rules on the internet for how to play this game.
Fair enough. And no one could fault you for wondering those things. But instead, we are going to be playing a game about a sort of utopic academia. But before we get there, we have been asked, how are we's? We're well, Otto. We're doing good. We're both feeling busy, but in a way that don't feel bad. It just feels busy. You
Yeah,
know how it goes.
yeah,
You've been there.
almost flow state busy.
Almost flow state busy.
How are you doing, Otto? How was life? It's been so long. To me, it feels like it's been a month since I've seen you guys, but I think that's because we did stream, but in person, and that
It was
feels
in
different
person,
for
which
me.
is a different vibe. It's a different situation. There's also relatively less interaction with you folks as the chat, just because often we're kind of really in it when we're in person. And it's not that we're not when we're online, but there's an element I think to which there's a little bit more of your brain freed up to
Yeah,
engage with people that are less tangible.
I think it's just that, Kurt, you are less tangible to me right now.
Mm,
And so then the differential of tangentialness, tangibility rather, is much less between you and chat. So you're almost equally real. But when
right,
Kurt
right,
is
right.
real right here, it's very
Can't
hard
ignore me.
to ignore him. Yeah, I can't look away.
I am kind of a lot. I was at a wedding on Friday, and a few things always tend to happen when I go to weddings. I'm about to say the following, and I am not saying it as like a pat to myself on the back. This is what you should understand. I'm saying this just as a thing that happens to be true. I get complimented for dancing a lot at weddings, and I both mean for dancing
I'm
a
dancing a
lot
lot.
at weddings, and I mean I get complimented for dancing a lot at weddings. Um, that's nice. That's a nice thing. It's a little quiver in my hat, especially because I was so scared of dancing when I was a young adult and
Mm.
when I was a teenager. There was just like an element of fear of inhabiting your own body that I think a lot of people go through. Hadn't really learned what being comfortable in your skin meant. And I only really learned how to dance when I was like, I'm going to say 20, because there's something I always did when I danced. Here's something I'll say first. What makes a person a good dancer is rarely dance skill. I have been to swing dancing classes. I have learned like formal partner dancing, and that was very fun and neat. But what makes you a good dancer is just making movements, making repeated movements, and also like looking forward and up and moving all of you. That's pretty much it. But we will pause right here and say, hello, Amanda.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Amanda.
everybody. Hey. Sorry, I'm just posting to let people know we're live because I wasn't able to raid in today because I attended my stream because then I had to film a reaction to a thing. I've just been going
Classic.
nonstop. How's it
Boom,
going?
boom, boom.
You know when you have to film a reaction, in those sorts of days.
Those sorts of days where you got to watch Lestat in a concert for a reaction. Those sorts of days. Really hard work over here.
Totally. Welcome, Amanda. I love your dress today. So fun.
Thank
It is
you.
so fun.
Are the
I thought
poofy
it was really
sleeves attached to the dress, or do you just, yeah, they
They
do. They are, they
are. They're
are.
attached to the dress. But what I like about it is it has like this thing underneath. So it like or not it's not underneath, it's attached, but it kind of looks like this is almost like underneath, like it's a separate piece, but it's
Right.
not. It's all one piece. It's an illusion.
Tricked
We love to see
'em.
it.
Tricked
Tricked 'em.
'em. Uh,
It's
Amanda,
actually a D&D dress.
what is,
whoa.
does it have dice on it or something?
It's Dungeons and Dragons like official merch, but it's a
Oh,
druid
oh.
dress. So yeah, it does have
Is it like,
these are like all little D20s actually.
oh, crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
And
ask
it
if it
has
was
like
like
little paw prints.
a canonical character that had this dress, but
No, I don't think so. I think
oh,
they're just like, we're gonna make dresses for like different classes, which I'm like, ooh, that's cute.
wow,
I
that's
like that.
actually really cute.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a really good sign for the hobby that there's enough of a clientele who
That
will buy
like there's some
dresses.
dresses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good sign.
I normally wouldn't finish a story when Amanda joins us, but my story so far is just I'm good at dancing, and that's a terrible story.
Sure,
Oh
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So
Continue,
This is
I
continue.
not
will.
charismatic, so continue, finish it. Yeah.
Essentially, somebody comes up to me and I get a different kind of compliment, which is Simon says he wants to be just like you. He wants to be you when he grows up. Let me be clear, Simon's not this person's son. He's her boyfriend, her adult boyfriend.
Oh.
And I thought that's adorable. That's hilarious. I'm really glad I got that one. And I learned that privately and separately, she said to my partner, um, yeah, it's really fun because it could have gone either way because Kurt's quite extroverted and he's not. So, it really depends on how the vibe goes. Anyway, that's all to say that I'm a lot and I'm hard to ignore in person sometimes. Amanda, do you dance at weddings?
I do.
Nice.
Are
I
you
like to dance at
like,
weddings.
do you dance a lot? Do you look forward
I
to a
mean,
wedding to dance?
I like to dance at a wedding. It depends on the music,
Okay.
Really?
though,
Aren't all wedding music
because
kind of the
I've
same?
definitely been to weddings where they play music that I'm like, I don't really know if I want to dance this music. But other people are dancing to the music and they're having a great time. And it also depends on if other people want to dance with me. Like if I have a group of people, like I won't just dance by myself. I'd like to have a few people on the dance floor like in a group with me or like one other person to dance with at least, a friend, a partner,
No, I need more
someone.
about this. I need more about this. Would you dance? Would you dance if there was a group of people dancing, but you didn't know them? Or is it just that anyone's on the dance floor? Because I too would not be a dance floor of one. That simply could not happen.
No, like it's not just like a dance for of one. It's like it needs to be people that I know. So like if I'm at a wedding and there's like a bunch of family there and friends and whatever, and I know, a couple people and none of them are on the dance floor, then I'm probably not gonna dance.
Sure,
But if one of them was like, Amanda, let's go dance, I'd be like, yeah, all right,
Then
I'm
you're in.
definitely dancing. Yeah. And then
Nice.
I'll dance all night. I love to dance at weddings. I love to dance. Full
sure.
stop. End of sentence.
And a wedding's
It's
a great place to dance.
That's
It
why you do it.
is.
It's
But it
it's
also
the
depends
main
on
way
what
you
you're
do it.
wearing, because sometimes you're like in a
Oh,
crazy dress or like a suit. This
yeah.
isn't very mobile. So
Interesting.
sometimes I bring a costume change for the dancing portion
Sick.
so that I can like fully have movement.
That's a good call. That's a good call. I've never thought
This
about
is one
that.
of the moves. There you go.
Oh, that's one of your moves. I've never been a dance floor of
I'm an ab
one,
singer.
but last year I was a dance floor of two. It was my
Hey,
cousin's wedding, and there were like, I don't know if this is important, but there was like a lot of her Gen Z friends there. And then there was like me and
Ooh.
my millennial cousins, and all the Gen Zs at some point left the dance floor, and it was like only like it was only like 12, and we were trying to keep this dance floor going until like 2, you know. And
Yeah.
so me and my cousin were like, we gotta like it's a death knell if
We
there's no
gotta
one on the
bring it.
floor. So there was
Yeah.
like a good like hour where it was like just me, and my cousin Andy, and we danced the whole time because we got to keep it going until they all came back. So
I love
it's
it. I
important. It's
it's a
love it.
important.
gift of service, I think, to the couple because nobody wants a dead dance floor at their wedding. If they
Yeah,
chose to put on music, they
No.
want people to dance to it. And
exactly.
it is a little bit on them if the couple isn't dancing. That's because that's the main way to get a dance
Yeah.
going. But
True,
Although, to
true.
be fair, I
But they
feel
need a
like at a
break.
wedding, you're
yeah,
usually really
yeah.
busy as a couple because there's a lot of people that like want to talk to you and like offer you things and like have drinks with you. So it is kind of hard sometimes, I'm sure, as a couple to like actually get to the dance floor and then stay on it.
The
Well,
people who got to interact with me at my wedding were the people that were on the dance floor.
hey, I
True.
love that. But
Just how it
I've yeah,
went.
I've definitely been to weddings where the bride and groom are not on the dance floor, but usually because they're like off socializing with people in other areas of their wedding, which I do agree. Then it's kind of their fault if their dance floor is dead because they are the keepers of the floor. It's their floor.
It's
So if
true.
they're not there, what are we even doing?
And
How's
if
that?
nobody's on the dance floor, it's just a wish. It's a frozen still
thinking.
frame that invites play, like a
Ooh.
glass stream, if you will. And today, folks, you are joining us for a game called the Glass Stream Game. But before we can talk about that, it's time to tell you about who we are. Welcome to a show called Lies You'll Enjoy, in which we play tabletop role-playing games for/with you most Mondays, but not this month, in which one Monday so far, to now. I am Kurt. I am a designer and enjoyer and purveyor, perhaps, of role-playing games. And I'm joined by my two lovely friends who will now introduce themselves, beginning digitally clockwise.
With me. My name is Anthony, and I am a lover of RPGs since I was but a wee one. But I'm also a storyteller. I've written a bunch of kids' books in my life, but these days I am an academic. I spend all day sitting in my office doing math, and that rarely comes in handy for games like this, but today's gonna be different. Today we're in my wheelhouse, so happy to share that part of myself with y'all. But there is one more on our team. She's over there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda. You also may know me as Vamp. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a cosplayer and I talk about movies and TV shows and all sorts of nerdy stuff on the internet. And I also love playing RPGs, if you couldn't tell from my dress with dice on it, because it has D20s on it. And I thought it would be fitting for today. Look at that. That's a D20. I don't know if this game has dice, but what I know is I love playing RPG games, and we play a lot of different ones on this stream. And I love playing them with my friends Kurt and Anthony. And we get to play lots of different ones as well each time we're together. This being no exception because I have never played this game before. Kurt, what is this game? What are we playing?
The Glass
Today.
Stream Game gives us teachers and students ivory towers and scars of war, ethics and politics, games and philosophy, catastrophe with a glint of a better world from an intellectual community asking, what do you do next? The time of war and destruction has ended. It ended because the world rose up as one, then banded together to create an academy meant to preserve our best lessons and teach us how to move forward. And then they moved on and forgot. Nations once again populate the map, industry is returning, and people continue to live as they always have, as best they can. But we, the teachers and students, are still here, still studying, still learning, still building a better world. If we learn enough, could we finish what they started? Can we teach the world utopia? Can we learn it ourselves? This is a post-apocalyptic game.
Wow.
I like
I don't
that.
think I've ever played a post-apocalyptic game.
That's solid.
Have you, Anthony?
I don't think so. I think this is new. Actually, we played a lot of games. I can't commit to that.
Well, I'm not going to try and catch either of you out with that. But this is a game based on a literary work. And like so many of the games I find so intriguing, it is just very clearly inspired by a person's very specific relationship with a very specific piece of media. And I think that's super neat. We are going to begin the game by creating the Academy. And I would ask that if you do not already have our play sheet open, Anthony, feel free to open that up now as we will create our Academy together.
On it.
What
We
was
will be-
that?
What?
Did you guys hear a sound?
Oh.
No?
Oh,
I mean, I've heard sounds most of my life. But
I heard a sound going. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a cheer.
Oh. Interesting.
Just me then. I don't know. Chat. Anyone else hear that? Is that crazy?
anybody cheering
Just
for
me?
Amanda? Is there a really supportive ghost? Let us know.
Am I just cheering for us in my head? Yeah, it sounded like a woo. And I was like, what? What was that? Where'd that come from? Maybe it was in my head. Maybe I'm losing it.
Well,
it happens.
I was about
It's
to
me
say we'll
cheering
find out,
on
but
the
we won't.
future of the future, being like, we got this. Let's bring it back.
Sure. We're going to be choosing 3 to 6 visuals to begin our game. There are some handy drop downs on our shared sheet. I would just invite openly the two of you to take a little glance at the long list of possible options and then throw a couple out there that you find interesting.
There's supposed to be a drop down on the sheet, or do I have to look at the rules?
There is one on the sheet.
I'm
but
dumb. I don't know
it's
how to
not
use it.
working for you specifically. That's odd. Amanda, do you see a drop down?
Oh yeah.
I guess just
Oh.
no, it's not your fault. I think it's just sometimes I have weird little Google Docs problems when we're online like this. Something about the internet setup, Google doesn't like it. So I'm just gonna reload the sheet.
That's weird. I've
Do a
never seen that
refresh?
before. What browser do you use?
Firefox.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, I it's literally only this computer, and normally when we're streaming, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
Well, we've learned a fun new problem.
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
I'm super
I
ninjas.
like
We do everything on
a
Google Drive.
train station.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've been thinking a lot about
Trains.
fancy train stations recently.
Have you?
Yeah, I like a fancy train station.
I have, Anthony. I have because there was a game called The Blueprints that I got obsessed with about a month ago and maybe 2 months ago. And it's got a fancy train station in its lore.
Sick.
Ooh. I just saw Blueprints is on sale on Steam for 40% off right now.
It rules. It's like a board game escape room that's really long and has plot. I didn't expect
I've
plot.
played a little bit of it, but
Ooh.
I don't actually own a copy of it. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to get it because I know that it's a game that I would love because I've played and I was like obsessed.
It's great. It's great.
One time we were up at the cottage and it was me and Duck's brother. And the three of us just, I think that's like mostly what we did was play Blueprints together. It was pretty fun.
That rules. It's
Yeah. Then I'm pretty sure Duck's brother like beat it like 2 days later because he was just
Oh.
needed to beat it. Like he was like, I need to finish it.
That's wild.
He went all in, which I gotta say, I still think about it to this day. I'm still like, I need to play it for me now. Now that I've played it with a group, time for me to have the experience myself.
Dang straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm choosing my two just right off the hop. I want a beautiful garden and I want towering spires.
Ooh,
I
pretty.
just want those things. I think that's cool. Is City of Winter post-apocalyptic? I guess technically, right? Because there kind of is an apocalypse and then it's done. But it's not really about that like recovered afterwards type of perspective. I'm sure we've played a post-apocalyptic game.
But like, is City of Winter a sequel to blah 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 blah? What's its name?
Mechanically, it's a sequel to Fall of Magic, but I don't know that the events actually are intended to be tied together.
Okay.
I don't think the worlds are connected, but they probably could be if you like wanted them to be.
I thought there were like some hints of
There's
something.
crossover, but
Yeah.
I'm not a theory crafter. That's just not really who I am.
Okay.
No, I'm not decrying it, and lots of people really like to dig in and try to figure out what's there. But I don't really approach pieces of media in quite that same way. Oh, liking that choice that Anthony made as well.
I chose some patchwork libraries.
I've also selected an ornate gate.
Hell yeah.
I like an ornate
which is
gate.
very satisfying. Yeah, ornate gate. Very satisfying to say. Gate. Yeah.
Beautiful gardens, towering spires, ornate gate, train stations, patchwork libraries. I think I want rebuilt houses, perhaps.
Oh, cool. Cool. I like to imagine maybe there were like some. Actually, I'm not going to fill in the blanks. We're going to figure out what that means as we go.
Okay.
We're going to choose 3 promises from Utopia as well. I've clicked the button on the drop-down menu. A Utopia, just in case anybody's not clear on it, is like it's a paradise of sorts. A Xanadu, an Eden, a world that is very good.
You made so many cultural references. A world that is good.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, promises of Utopia. So we're assuming this is what we think Utopia has to offer.
What, yeah. what our world suggests perhaps is valued, is prioritized here, what this society dreams of when it imagines the way that perfect world looks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everybody choose your favorite your favorite promise of utopia. What's utopia to you?
Yeah. Tag yourself. What
Take
promises
Take
of
yourself
utopia
in
are-
Take yourself in the
Utopia.
chat. What's your utopia? Hmm.
Some of these are I feel like spicier than others, which is interesting. Like they imply a negative in certain ways.
Yeah. That's what I'm interested in, I guess, right now.
A negative?
I'm interested in like the negative that it implies about now.
Ah.
This is a relatively utopian setting. While
Yeah.
there are going to be elements of the antithesis of what we choose, it is vaguely nice, genuinely.
Yeah, it does sound pretty nice, even though there was an apocalypse, but we're
Right.
coming back.
But this is after.
I've chosen historical consciousness, not just because it's the first item in the list and I'm lazy to scroll down.
Sure.
Do you think that in order to get a utopia, you kind of need to have like elements of dystopia to like get there?
Like beforehand, or like utopia can only coexist with dystopia?
No, like beforehand. Like in order for us to get to a utopia, we have to experience dystopia to understand the value.
This is like the question about whether like you need to experience pain in life in order to appreciate the joy of life.
Joy. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Feels a little like that.
I usually
I don't have
am
a strong
mad
stance on
about this opinion.
You're mad about this opinion?
I know
Yeah.
John Green thinks it's malarkey, but I don't have a personal opinion on the topic.
Me and
I would
John
call John
agree.
Green a modern philosopher, so I'll cite that.
Huh. That's fun. I think it's not wrong.
Wrote the Anthropocene Reviewed, which is pretty modern philosophy.
Yeah, it's true. He had to write so many best-selling teenage novels, and then he was allowed to write one really weird book.
Do you see anything that calls out to you, Amanda? Maybe while you're thinking, I'll tell you a brief story about John Green's thing that's not a young adult novel. Incredible became very popular among the elderly because all copies of it sold out except large print. So large print was all that people could buy if they wanted a hard copy. And so people started buying the large print copy. And then because people were buying the large print copy, the websites that sell the copies were like, oh, this large print book's very popular. Best-selling. You, elder, should read it.
Whoa. This is the Anthropocene Reviewed?
This is the Anthropocene Reviewed.
That's so cool. What a huge hit. And it's such a strange concept to even sell as a huge hit, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure that anybody else could have written the book and it could have sold like that. Like, I feel like you need enough people who are going to buy your book just because they, like, love you and trust you in order for it to kind of, like, get legs.
Right.
Did you read it?
It's on my list.
Okay.
So I haven't gotten there yet.
Amanda,
I'm looking at flourishing arts and I'm looking at environmental stewardship. Neither of which is the one that you picked.
Both of those. I was looking at both of those, so I'm glad you're looking at them. I was looking at so many. I was like, these are all really good. But I was thinking flourishing arts, environmental stewardship, culture of tolerance, healthcare, freedom from fear, I think is also really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was just thinking, like, what do I want to see? Because it's my utopia promise. My promise of utopia.
It's a question. Okay. Finally, we have things in conflict, which doesn't have to be like an overpowering conflict, but gives us something just like some friction to consider.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to choose insularity right off the bat.
Insularity, that's fun.
This could be a place that has, it's a little too, yeah,
Close.
exactly.
I really like over-intellectualization. I think this is...
I chose it, but that's all right.
twinsies!
That's okay. No, that's okay. Great minds think alike.
Wow, great minds.
Mm,
Sounds a little over intellectualized.
I thought Kurt was offended for a second that we had pulled ourselves
Whoa.
out as the great minds on this particular stream.
How dare you?
Imagine.
You got a second choice? I can choose the second choice instead if you want.
I'm looking at oppressive traditions or reactionary politics.
Yeah.
Colonialism
traditions
is
more
always good.
personally.
Was that?
You like
Colonialism.
traditions?
What a sentence. I almost repeated you, and then I decided I don't want to.
I like oppressive traditions more. I prefer that one. Okay.
I love the specificness of new voices.
I love xenophobia.
Clip
one
it!
clipped any of
Clip
this.
it! Clip
No,
it!
wait, can people clip us? I don't think they can.
yeah.
No, they can. Oh no, don't clip this.
Clip it.
Get
Get us canceled. Get us canceled before we even are anybody.
Wow.
Canceled
we
first.
Can't get canceled. We're
Sorry,
on
Amanda.
a trajectory to
Sorry.
compete with Critical Role, as we all know.
Amanda actually has something to lose here, so I shouldn't get us canceled.
That's okay. We were having some a little bit of spicy chats on my stream today. And I was like, one of the reasons I don't like talking about this stuff, even though I think it's important and I think it's interesting, is also because when people clip things, you can take it out of context and then maybe I get canceled just
I love
'cause I said
xenophobia.
exactly. Oh my gosh.
Have you chosen oppressive traditions? But
Yeah,
Feels
oppressive
like a good choice for the setting.
tradition.
I think there's interesting things we can play on there. Okay, let's make some characters. There is one problem with this sheet, and that's that in order to get it started, there's a section that says, write your name here, playa. And you know what I mean, but at the same time, playa.
Playa. Wait, write your name here, playa. Wait, where is this? Where is this? Where
In
is
the
this?
characters tab.
Oh. I don't know how to use tabs. This is too advanced.
What's your name here? Playa.
Playa.
We try to be in the middle.
I'm
Oh,
where you want.
sorry.
I'm in the middle.
I've chosen the right-hand side, so you can't go on the third one.
All right.
I didn't even scroll over to find out there
Anthony
was a middle.
Player.
Yeah, player. It's my title, Anthony. Play. Play.
Okay. In this sheet, much like many of my other sheets, you will find a drop-down of options for your character, and then questions relating to that character. These characters are, of course, part of the Glass Dream Games book. I've just put them in a little spreadsheet, like a creepy little gnome who's stolen them and kept them in my little hold.
What a
Roll
creep.
out.
Creepy little gnome.
That's me.
You're a lovely little gnome, Kurt. I want you
Thank
to know
you
that.
so much. I am gnome height compared to Anthony, so understand, those of you watching, it is a sincere compliment.
I genuinely think he's a
All of
gnome.
us are gnome height compared to Anthony.
If you're watching this, you're
True.
probably gnome height compared to Anthony. I recently
True.
crunched the numbers and learned that Anthony is in the 99.9th percentile of human beings, of men
height?
even, for height.
Yeah.
Men specifically.
Yeah.
In Canada.
In Canada?
Wow.
In
Because
Canada.
I thought maybe it was like globally, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. No, in Canada. Well, I will tell you, when I'm at a concert or whatever, me and my girlfriend, we look around and we're like, is anybody taller than me here? And we play a fun game trying to figure out if anybody's taller than me. So, you know, there's like often 1,000 people or more at those events. So this makes sense that this is the scale
I'm
we're thinking
assuming
about.
it's like rare that you find someone that you're like, oh, maybe.
There's a lot of people who are close to my height, so it's kind of hard to tell. I feel
It's like near, but
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not always the tallest. It's very weird when I encounter somebody who's taller than me. I do lose my sense of self immediately and become like, that's not fair. Why are you so big?
I'm the tallest one.
Yeah, who am I now? I'm not the tall guy. What the hell?
Nice to meet you.
And then I do like annoying things like, "Whoa, man, you're so tall," and they're like, "Yeah, that's what everybody says." And I'm like, "No, but like I know that because I get. If everybody says like me that too, I'm like you. Oh no,
You're like, oh no, now I'm saying it.
damn it, I became a short person."
No worries, little man.
Hey, Paula.
hmm.
Nice. So much Amanda today. You've been streaming a lot, Amanda?
Yeah, I did a stream with Cherry earlier for her stream anniversary, which was today. So I joined her as a
Cool.
guest. And then I did a stream over on I basically got up and did a reaction, then did a stream, then filmed a video, then did some dishes, then did another live, then finished that live, then filmed a reaction, then came here and did a live.
For once, you were less busy than me today. It's time to choose
Never
a
happens.
playbook. Never happens. Never
Never
happens.
happens.
It looks like Amanda immediately chose the most like abstract and fascinating option, which is the looter.
Well, I'm
Oh.
actually between the looter and the visitor. But
So
I
for
think-
those of you watching in this game, there is a game that is fascinatingly characterized as like a pursuit of all like connections between all domains of knowledge. You spend your life learning about it. It's this like highly intellectual pursuit, but it is ultimately at the end of the day a game. But it's one of those games that people see with great respect, like Go or chess. And that's like one of the central ideas in this strange little world.
By the way, this game is like kind of loosely, or maybe not so loosely, based on the Glass Bead Game, which is a novel by Herman Hesse or Hesse. I never know how to pronounce his last name. Nobel Prize winner from the 40s. And the game that we're talking about appears in that book. So it's kind of if you've run into it, that's where it's from. Yeah.
Yeah. In case any of you are like, oh no, I've not heard of this. Don't worry, I haven't read the work that this is very, very deliberately nodding to, but
Me neither.
I think it's neat.
I'm just aware of it. I've never read it.
Sure. What was the other one you were thinking about, Amanda?
I was also thinking about the visitor.
Okay. Anthony,
But
is there
I
anything
think I
calling
like
out
the
to
looter.
you?
I am still just reading over some of these descriptions, trying to get some sense of who is who. I did think about the looter just because it seemed like the most exciting one.
Well, I can be the visitor if you want to be the looter. It's okay.
I also like the idea of being a student. I think that's kind of cool. I like the description of the Magister. Part public intellectual, part minor celebrity, part doddering professor. The Magisters of the Academy have scaled the heights of intellect, seen further and clearer the shape of a piece of the world, and returned, apparently, to squabble amongst themselves. That sounds fun.
Interesting. I have almost coded this sheet correctly. But some of the options might have two options in them. Surprise.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That won't be a problem, I don't think. It's just kind of silly. Just kind of silly.
I think Visitor is pretty cool. Were you thinking Visitor also, Amanda?
I was also thinking visitor.
Nice.
So, like, I'm good with either if you want to do one or the other. I
Yeah.
mean, everything sounds cool. So there's not really like a wrong choice. I just, I see a thing and I'm like, I like this idea. And then I click it and go, sure.
Sure.
That's usually how I choose things in games.
Only makes sense.
Sure. I could be that. Why not?
Okay. I can't decide between the visitor and the student, but I think we're going to go visitor. That seems interesting.
Great. Cool.
Double
I've
click to choose a
chosen-
name.
Yeah.
Sick.
All of these cells say double click. Most of them can also be single clicked on the arrow, or you could even press enter and then the down button.
My name is
cut off.
Afra. What's your name?
My name is.
Afra's a cool name.
Oh.
I'm Elk with an E at the end. Lord Monk, I love that you made a very special message to quote Blondie. I'm going to sometimes you share little snippets of lyrics or poems, usually lyrics, Lord Monk, and I can't help but think to myself, there's a reason why this was quoted just now. And I try to puzzle it out to see what thread ties you. And this time, I didn't get there. This time, I didn't get there. I can't
Yeah.
see the
I
thread
don't know this
behind
one.
the world. Well, I know this one. I just don't know why.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
I choose this, is my name Brenda Gonzalo and it's like last name, first name? Or is it like, is it supposed to be separate?
Stop, please. You found the way the sheet is broken. There shouldn't be an option with a comma. Please don't pick that one.
You're
Okay.
actively
Pick any of the other
tormenting
ones.
Kurt.
I just want it to be Brenda.
Then just write Brenda. It
I
should
just
work.
want to be Brenda.
Brenda.
Rob, are you in the same city as me, Anthony, or Amanda? This may or may not be a trick question.
You may choose multiple. One of those multiple choice questions. Choose all that
Not
apply.
like Brenda and Gonzalo.
Hey, Lord Monk. Nice to see you. You should tell us why you put that in the chat.
Yeah, let us know. Some of us are curious. I've been picking some things over.
Ooh, what are you picking? What are you picking?
I picked what I'm teaching. I picked where I think all of us are picking our alma mater, which is like the school that you did your undergraduate in.
Not me.
Or
I didn't
graduate.
go to school.
Whoa, cool.
Huh.
School you're visiting. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Does that mean you're the one who names our academy? That's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fun. Look at the power we've vested in Anthony.
And he's naming the academy.
I am naming the academy, and I have named it Haskell.
Whoa, that's great because I picked Haskell as my alma mater, which means I studied here and am teaching here.
Wow, it's so good that I didn't scroll sideways to find out anything about anybody else because I'm self-absorbed. It's perfect.
Well, I'd rather you focus on your own thing because we've all got characters to make. And whatever we make, they'll go together like ingredients in a stew.
Ah, I see.
Lord Monk has asked, has Anthony gone minimalist? What you don't know, Lord Monk, is that Anthony lives like this.
Anthony is minimalist. He lives a minimalist life. This is actually kind of maximalizing for, I would say, for Anthony. Anthony has more than just the room in the frame. You weren't here, Lord Monk, maybe for the earlier streams, but if you go over to the YouTube channel and check some of our VODs, there might be some. Actually, maybe not. I think this is like before we even had a YouTube channel.
It's possible,
where Anthony just had like only the broom in the background. And I remember at first I was like, Anthony, what room is this in your house where you just have like a broom? Like, what is this? And he was like, it's my bedroom. And I was like, you just have a broom? He's like, I have a place that I sleep on the floor. It's on the, you don't see it. And I was like, but where's your bed? Anthony does not have a bed.
I do now have a bed. I must admit, things have changed. I didn't have a bed back in the day, but yes, I have settled down. I've become more normal. I do own a bed.
You hate to see
that's
it,
sad.
folks.
I like you're laying on the floor. I think that's very interesting.
It's just I really love somebody who doesn't love sleeping on the floor quite as much as I do. So,
right, yeah, that's fair.
It's the cat, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah. The cat's like, I'm done with this. I need an upgrade.
I do even have a bed frame, Lord Monk. Can you believe it?
None of us can believe
but this is how most of the rooms in my house look, and then you used to see the one room that actually had stuff in it, which was very strategic on my part. But we're back to empty box, and I brought the broom, Amanda, really just for you, just so that you can still see the broom in the background.
I love the broom. Never get rid of the broom. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing that you own, I think, Anthony. The broom. I love it.
The broom.
Never get rid of that broom.
Okay, I get a. What are you guys choosing over there?
I am choosing my friends, my strong friends, my friends in high places, as it were. Amanda is choosing her character's rival players in the game.
I'm choosing my recent interest as a visitor, a non-academic to this world. and it's comparative mythology.
Cool. That's cool.
I'm trying to figure out what my look is.
One can't help but wonder.
Okay, I think I'm choosing cutting edge style. Specifically, I have a woodpecker haircut, which is to say that I am mostly bald except for the back of my head, which has long hair that's been spiked out. I saw
Fascinating.
I saw like a vertical video of this today of somebody in real life who had this, and I was like, wow, that's special.
Kind of reminds me of
That's your
Exhibit.
hair?
Not Exhibit, of Coolio. Coolio at one point had some really intriguing sort of avant-garde hair style choices, and then eventually Coolio began to go bald, and then had like a fascinating little pigtail type situation. Feel free to anybody look up a picture of Coolio from Coolio's heyday, and then Coolio from after that. I am currently choosing a relationship question, but of course I can't fill it in because I will need to be asking my co-player.
One of your co-players is distracted looking at pictures of Coolio.
I can't imagine how that happened. Definitely, we were all really focused, and nobody said anything distracting or weird. Also, I failed to greet Mikey over on YouTube.
Oh, hey, Mikey.
Mikey wrote, "Good evening,
Hey,
Kurt, Anthony, and Amanda," but good evening, Mikey. We see you. We appreciate you there.
Coolio in the before times. Coolio after. Amazing.
It's a rough deal. You can only do so much as Coolio.
I love the commitment to the bit though. He's like, this is what Coolio's hair looks like, and it will always be what Coolio's hair looks like.
I believe Coolio is past tense, Lock the Fox.
Oh.
Yes. Probably in the grave, still has that same hair, but it's made out of bones now because Coolio is a skeleton.
Oh, wait a second.
This is mildly disrespectful.
Do we choose multiple things for what we do outside?
It's been 4 years. Amanda, if you clicked the second thing and it didn't light up yellow, then you've sinned.
Okay, so don't click that thing.
Only do the yellow thing.
All right. So only do one thing beside play.
There's the only reason that there's 2 options there is because, oh my God, I just saw what Amanda does besides play.
What do you do besides play? Uh-oh.
Amanda chose sleep.
Sleep is a great option that really leads to a lot of exciting scenes.
Look, it's important to have work-life balance, and if you're
I'm trying to play against type. I'm trying to play someone who
sleeps, unlike you.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm choosing my contacts. I'm assuming my contacts like here in the in this academic part of the world. And
that
I have
seems fair.
Chosen the ambassador. My friend I met as an exchange. Oh wait, no, this might be a Kurt error. Do you think that the option was the ambassador, comma, your friend you met as an exchange student, or was it supposed
I do not.
Okay.
I think you get I mean, maybe the ambassador is the friend you met as an exchange student. People, and by people I mean Anthony and Amanda, they love a good comma that introduces 2 options that ask more questions than it answers.
Even knowing that the prop that it was like that it was an error, I immediately forgot it and thought, well, that sounds cool.
Neat.
I feel so called out because I totally picked a question that has a comma.
Oh no.
Well,
It's
now I
true.
gotta.
Anthony and I do both love that. We love a good
Yeah.
comma.
Oh, to be fair, Amanda's is the first example so far of a comma that in fact is one thing.
It is one thing. It's just an additional expansion of the one thing.
That's true. Yeah,
Look, it's not a semicolon. It could be worse.
it could be worse. You know, me personally, love a semicolon.
Me
I'm a
too. I
semicolon
love a
fan.
semicolon. Love a semicolon, especially in a question. This semicolon, this question.
Question. As these two continue to deliberate, I will give you a little bit about my character, who is basically done. I'm playing as the educator. After graduating from the academy, many answer the call to teach, and so serve the academy. Between the problems of the past and promise of the future, there is the educator, building the way forward. My name is Elk, and I'm playing to find out if my teachings help others, if I am loving, demanding, or compelling, and is the academy's pedagogy the best way to teach? I have warm eyes and rumpled clothes. I studied here and then stayed and teach. I teach biology. I have two strong friends. My dear friend from childhood, Dr. Callie Alistair. She, her pronouns.
Ooh.
I think she holds a high position in the academy. I am friends with a local figure who helped me settle here, who is Perry. He, him, a farm-to-table restaurateur. I think I used to go as an undergraduate. Maybe like a non-profit restaurant run out of a temple or something. And that is part of where my love of gardening comes from, which is what I do outside of
Ooh.
school.
I love it.
Those are things about Elk.
Elk is cool.
Love it. Okay, I think I have my character all put together as well. So let me introduce you to Afra. Afra is a visitor. The academy is not closed to those who live outside of the neighboring states, but visitors are rare. Some come to learn, some to debate, and some to prove to themselves that the so-called paradise is doomed to failure. Rarely does a visitor leave fulfilled. My name is Afra. I come from I think like a large city in a small place, you know, like the upper classes of a place that doesn't have much wealth. But that means that I myself dress in cutting edge style, like in the big bustling metropolises. And I have a bit of a silver tongue, you know, child of a politician. Afra has learned to sweet talk their way through situations. I think that in this land of academy, they have all too much bluster and suaveness and ease of speech that actually sort of makes them stand out like a bit of a sore thumb. It's like a bit awkward and embarrassing to be this of a people person in the environment they find themselves in. I am visiting Haskell, which is the same place that Kurt's character is an educator, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm currently obsessed with is comparative mythology. I like to imagine that Afra is connecting dots between some of the mythological traditions of the world, and they feel as if there is something mysterious about it, something perhaps that the Academy can answer to as to the history behind it. I have a couple friends here. One is a friend I met as an exchange student. I think that I was educated outside of the academy, but maybe spent a little bit of time as a younger self here. That's what's given me kind of this like foot in the door. And so my friend while I was here, who kind of like my like nerdy friend who, you know, we had an exchange of like, I showed them how to have fun. They showed me how to survive in the academic world, is Ezekiel. He, him, who I'm going to say is now a magister here. And my other connection to this world is my daughter studies in the academy. And I don't know if she's very excited to see me, but her name is Bithma, she, her pronouns. Apparently what I hope to accomplish is a mission of national importance is what I decided on. And I don't know exactly what that means yet, but that's a fun little invitation. That's Afra.
Cool.
Cool. Sorry, what are your guys' pronouns?
I'm gonna say
I didn't
Afra
give
is
myself any.
they, them.
They done?
Yeah.
We'll say Elk has he, him pronouns. We'll say it, and I wrote it. How about them apples?
Nice. Should I say who I am?
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm Amanda.
Brenda. She, her pronouns. I am. Did we talk about what we're playing to find out about? Did we skip that?
I skipped
Skip
that bit.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, right?
As long as you know about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I do. I definitely do. I've definitely read it. Good work, Kurt.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
My look is joyful and I'm wearing a gaudy outfit. And I like to think that Brenda likes to wear bright colors that are just very kind of extreme and gauche. So my main outfit I was thinking of, she's wearing like a bright orange tunic, and then she has big lime earrings that are as big as limes.
Sick. Are they like hollow so they're not so heavy, or are they super heavy?
I think they're somewhat heavy. They're definitely
Nice.
pulling on her earlobes.
Great,
I
great,
think.
great. Cool.
Yeah. She has her alma mater at Cacciocolo.
Quechocolo.
Cool.
And her current area of focus is 18th century dance.
Cool.
Her
Fun.
rival players are her best friend, Shira, she, her, and a challenger from outside the academy, Ben, he, him.
Ben.
Yeah. So I like the idea of a rival being your best friend too. I think that's interesting. What do I do besides play? I sleep.
Do you consider this a problem?
Sleeping?
The amount that you do it, yeah. Or do you feel like you've got it figured out? When you're awake, you're playing. And when you're sleeping, that's rest.
I need to make sure that my mind is focused on the game. And in order for me to do that, I need to make sure I get my full sleep. So I don't think of it as a problem. I think of it more as like it's powering up my game. Like if I don't get my sleep, I think Brenda's the type of person I think she's a bit neurotic. And I think that she feels if she doesn't get a certain amount of sleep, if she doesn't get her full 14 hours, then how can she play the game properly? Like
Mm-hmm.
minimum 14. So I try to make sure that anytime I'm not playing, I'm really prioritizing sleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I live to game, but only
You
in my
live to game?
waking hours.
Sure. We know this. Okay. Great. We've got some questions to ask each other.
Yeah, we do.
And what we're going to be doing is picking one of the relationship questions and then asking it to the player clockwise from us.
Great.
So for me, I'm going to ask Anthony's character, Afra, when did you observe my class? And maybe what did you take away from it?
How long do you think you've been teaching? Are you an older educator, or?
Yeah, I think let's say that I'm like, I want to say the restaurant that I came here and like bonded with at undergrad is still there. So that would put me in, let's say, 50s at the oldest.
Okay.
So let's say I'm in my 50s, but I haven't been like ascending the ranks. I'm just so focused on the teaching component. I don't really do much research.
So do you think it would be
Past
possible to say that I actually took your class while I was an exchange student here back in the day?
Oh, for sure. If nothing else, I could have been a TA at that point.
Yeah. Maybe like pretty early on in your teaching career.
Yeah.
And I think you were one of those teachers for me, you know, the ones that stick with you, the ones that make you feel like, oh, this is what it's about. this is the kind of person I'd like to be. I've learned something about myself in this class. Um, that's what happened. And I don't think I do biology anymore, but the way you taught struck something in me.
Cool. Nice. That's very sweet, actually. Okay.
Do you want to ask? Do you just ask one question? Yeah, I guess so.
Yes. May I
Okay.
get the one?
Um,
And yours is to Amanda, evidently.
yeah. Okay. Amanda, Brenda, as it were. What did you think of me when we met at the event for notable visitors? You had to come to one of these events where you have to meet the stupid visitors. Your department requires it of you. Blah blah blah. And you have to go and play the role of Ludor, of academic. And you met me. What was your impression of me?
I think my impression of you was that you're cool, but hopeless.
Whoa.
like intellectually hopeless.
Like, just that I think your ambitions are maybe too great,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I
Yes.
don't know if it's realistic.
I like it. I like it.
But I think you're cool.
I mean, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Are you writing that down, Kurt? No, you're not. Okay.
No, this one doesn't involve me.
I just thought you were clicked on the right box, and I was like, maybe he's
I
right.
clicked over because I wanted to see
Cool,
what
but
question you can.
hopeless.
Cool but hopeless is great. What an answer.
Very good, Amanda.
All right. Okay, so it's Elky or Elk? Elk?
Elk.
Elk.
Some people
Just
call
Elk.
me Elky, and that's fine.
Maybe Brenda calls you Elky. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
think
very
she
familiar, does
does.
she?
Yeah, I think she
Oh,
does.
yeah.
And I'm not sure
Elky.
if it's because she's seen my name in writing and doesn't know how to say it, and I never corrected her, or because it's like a diminutive, sort of affectionate
Like,
thing.
it's like a nice,
Elky.
like little, like a sweet name that Brenda has for you.
Right, like which one's true? Not sure.
Not sure. When did we play together and what did you think of the game?
Uh, it's one of the few ways that people can really spend time with you. Uh, and there's a level on which I've always been curious about your role in the academy. And the game is such a noble pursuit. I have so much respect for the game, and I don't understand it at all. I understand the rules. I've studied the rules. I've gone through them over and over, but I don't, the strategy completely escapes me. And I remember this moment we were playing, and you just sighed after I made this move. And I thought, oh, I've done it again.
Um,
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I'm just going to call it right up front. This is definitely going to be a two-parter, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Folks, we're not going to be
so.
going too late today, but we are going to be going more. And I think it would be fun if we do a little setting up of the world.
I like it.
We only have to go so far with this. We have played games before that do a similar kind of thing. Essentially, there are 6 elements of the world. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6, 7. And we can use any number of them, picking them up as we feel is interesting. There's not much we have to do, but there's some desires. So why don't we each just pick one that we'd like to be part of our story early? This doesn't have to be something that you are in charge of the whole time. We can pick it up freely and put it down freely, but just on the world page, that's with the tab at the bottom of the sheet.
Thanks, Kurt.
On the world page at the top, there's a choose drop down, and it has neighboring states, truth and beauty, game, traditions and bylaws, reputation and rivalry, old world. It is 6. I
Cool.
can't count. It is 6. Um, yeah. So, what stands out to you?
Which one do you want, Kurt?
Love, truth, and beauty.
Sick.
Love, old world. Love, game.
I also love game.
Game.
Game. Um,
This is what we also play.
yeah.
Not necessarily you. We can pick it up and put it down at any point.
True,
Oh,
fair.
so any of us can be playing this.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
I'm gonna
yeah.
choose game here.
Boom.
I'm gonna go traditions and bylaws.
And I will choose truth and beauty. I'll read out the little passage for this one, and then perhaps each of you can do the same. Once the world was so cruel as to make the study of truth, the appreciation of beauty, the domain of only the powerful and privileged. We know better now that these have always belonged to all of us, that a better world depends on all of us, hearing from each other what is true and beautiful. Listen, someone is speaking it to you right now.
Cool. Amanda, do you want to read yours?
Sometimes it's easy to forget that it's only a little academic tradition and history that keeps the various schools of the academy together. That tradition and those rules cut both ways, though. When you outline the boundaries of the acceptable, you make clear who or what is outside. Is tradition the shield to protect the academy, or is it a sword to cut away everything that might challenge its authority?
Ooh. Okay, for the game. Everyone in the academy learns to play the game, of course. The game represents the true promise we made. Not just that all knowledge would be made clear in time, or that it could be bent, coaxed, painted into a game. No, the promise is that it would be fun to learn. The game uses every symbol ever devised, and new ones as well. It has its own language. It has its own language. It is its own language, I see. It has its own language, it is its own language, and masterful players are constantly pushing at the boundaries to see what new connections and truths they can wield. When you play, do you feel the same way? Cool.
And we will each be choosing two desires for whatever we picked, just to sort of set our ball rolling here. Desires of this force in the world.
For those of you who've seen us play other games before, you will recognize this kind of trope where we have, like, entities, factions, etc. outside that we'll be playing. Is it belonging outside belonging? Which one is this?
Yes, it is belonging outside belonging.
Thank you. I'm slowly learning my RPG theory and history. It's a hallmark of games of this sort. Interesting. Okay.
So these are things that, like, when we are playing this, that we desire, and that's kind of why this comes up. Like, these are two different paths about why you might play that thing.
Yeah, it's what this
what it represents
force
for people.
represents here, what it's fueled by, what when people pursue this, what are they thinking of? What are they upholding? In my example, for truth and beauty, I've chosen that truth and beauty desires awe, something to look upon and be impressed. And then, almost paradoxically, it also desires parsimony. And if that's a word that folks aren't familiar with, parsimony is almost like a frugality, spendthriftness. It's wanting to conserve. And I think that might tie in really well with our idea of environmental stewardship here and historical consciousness. Instead of building things that are new, you can preserve and restore, you can mend. And so these gardens that we tend have very old trees. And so these buildings that are so beautiful with these towering spires are the product of something many times worked over and repaired. It's old traditions held forward. I
That's really
think
cool.
there's an element of that to it.
That's really cool. In case it's helpful inspire something in my little world of math, parsimony also just means sort of the opposite of complexity, just like when things are like
Mm.
simple and all fit together with very few words.
Yes, very good. That is a second tradition that I think must be equally important, right? Something elegant, something simple, something evident.
Mm.
So I've gone with peace and institutional knowledge for
For
traditions
traditions
and
and
bylaws.
bylaws.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Desire of peace. You can see those forces trying to enforce peace and collect
Mm,
I think
knowledge.
it's the idea of like if we stick to the traditions and the rules of things, then that's how we like maintain peace. So there's like
Hmm.
an order to it, and we all have to obey the order because if we don't, like there's lawlessness. But I like the idea of it being also about institutional knowledge because to me, there's that idea of like almost feeling like you're doing this because you want to kind of prove like how you belong or how you might fit in the order of things.
Yeah.
To be like, I know the ways, and like clearly, maybe this person doesn't. But at the same time, it's like we do it so that we all can all be together. But then I think there's this idea of, when we try to when we try to conform, what if you don't want to conform and then what does that mean? So I think there can be tension in this as well as a sense of like us all getting along
Hmm.
at the same time.
That's cool. I like
yeah.
it. For the game, I have chosen two desires of transcendence. It feels to me like something about the game uh, is about transcendence in knowledge or personal transcendence, perhaps. But also, it has always been the promise that the game would be fun to learn, and the game is about playfulness. It is a game, after all, and it's always looking for play. Ah, those are my two desires.
Ooh,
Cool. Cool. Great.
those feel very fitting for game.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, our little secondary sort of playbooks here give us some tips about when we might want to pick this up, when we might want to portray it, and also some sort of tips about how to approach it. I don't think we're going to read these aloud, folks, but understand that each of them has sort of a set of moves that it suggests are interesting things you might want to bring into the fray as you offer this idea, this lens of the world. So I think the easiest way to start this, uh, I'll say this for the folks at home. This is a pretty light touch set of rules. We're given just enough to kind of sketch out our world, our characters, a lot of really interesting sort of prompts that lead to stories. But much like a game like Wander Home, it doesn't give you a lot about like what it looks like to frame a scene, how narrative units are divided, things like that. So I think maybe it would be nice to have a scene where one of us is their character, one of us is one of the connections of that character, the contacts, and one of us plays their element of the world, just so we can kind of feel that.
Cool. I like it's a good start. Who wants
Who
to go
would,
first?
yeah, that's the question. Who wants to be that? Well, we'll all go, but
Mm-hmm.
who
Yeah.
wants to be their character first?
I'll be my character first.
Cool.
Great. Okay.
What
Um,
uh what are your connections that you have?
Shira, a challenger from
Shira,
outside the academy. Oh, sorry. Shira is the best
Ben.
friend. Ben is the challenger
Yeah,
from outside the academy.
yeah.
Can we have a weird can we have a scene about the game? It seems like the way the movie should start.
It does
Yeah,
seem like the way the movie should start.
I agree.
Amanda, you have some moves. I will say the only one you can't do right now is a strong move in which you must spend a token. For those of you at home who might not have seen a
Uh,
system like this before, there aren't turns in this game, nor are there real limitations on what you can do, but there are something called moves, and you can do a move to sort of play into your character's tropes. Imagine it like
well,
a busy board for a toddler, a bunch of fun buttons to press and then see what happens and enjoy the sparks and fuzzes and textures of that. Uh, if Amanda does a weak move, she'll gain a token. And if she does a strong move, she will have to spend a token to do so.
I think maybe I am challenging someone to a game.
Oh, and Amanda has declared a move to start our scene here. Okay, which of the two characters do you think you're challenging to a game?
Shira.
Great. Anthony.
I'll play the
Uh,
game, I guess.
okay.
Does that make
And
sense?
then I will be Shira. That makes sense to me. Amanda, what does it look like when you challenge someone to a game? Is it a casual invitation or is there some kind of formal something?
I think there are these cards that you have to like hand press an invitation onto. It's like a stamp with your mark to let someone know that they've been challenged. And I like to imagine that at the back of the room, there is like I assume that there's a big playroom where we all come and tables are set up and you can sit down and play a game with somebody. So if you leave your mark on a card in somebody's slot on the wall, then that represents that you have provoked a traditional challenge.
Well, that rules.
Sweet.
So I think we see like Brenda, it's like kind of these small quick like cuts of her like walking through the hall. I'm just imagining like from behind in her orange tunic and maybe she has on like these chunky like boots that are kind of rectangular and she's walking through the hall and then she turns sharply and then we just see her do the press and you see the card go into the slot and then you get a shot of just Brenda there all lit up super happy to be asking, nay, demanding that her friend Shira play her in a game. And there's a little bit of a wicked smile on her face, but her eyes are very light and very carefree.
Um, Maybe our scene starts with Shira walking up to you, card in hand, sort of like flipping it around. Uh, I've sat beside you so many times, but it's been a while since I've sat across from you.
Well, I thought maybe it was about time for us to finally establish which one of us is the better player, since we've both been coaching each other for so long.
I think there are people gathered in the playroom. People have come to watch. These are two notable players. An actual Ludor, uh, playing a game is always an event. Um, but these are two. I think Shira is a contentious figure. She's not of the academy. She doesn't belong here. How does she even know how to play the game?
Well, she's my best friend, so I don't know if she's like from outside the
Oh
academy.
wait, this is the wrong one. I messed it
Yeah,
up.
Ben is
Yeah,
from
you're thinking about
outside the
Ben.
academy.
Never
That's why I
mind.
thought like maybe Ben comes in later because I don't know if I would challenge Ben
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know who Ben is yet.
Okay,
maybe.
retcon.
Or yeah, but I think Shira is maybe known in the academy as also one of the best players. Like maybe we're a couple of the top players.
Yeah.
And we usually are there to cheer each other on. So this is like, whoa.
There's two raised dais. I don't know how you pluralize it. In the room, each with their own kind of like a podium or lectern, surrounded by spiraling brass tubes, book holders dangling from the ceiling, piles of paper and odd instruments upon the desks.
Shira pulls out a single marble, and through a smaller spiraling piece of brass that circles around, she lets the marble drop. And it moves down, down, down in a spiraling circle ever tighter until it lands on this playing surface that looks perfectly level. Until it rolls. Now, no one is to say what causes the marble to roll. It is perfectly balanced. It ends up in the same place every time, and yet something about the way of the wind, the energy in the air, that moves where it ends up. And one of us picks up the marble. First player. Who does it go to?
I think
Brenda, you play first.
yeah.
The game has chosen.
Brenda furrows her brow and takes the marble in her hand, rolls it around. It looks as though she's feeling for something. She kind of grinds her teeth for a moment, and then a thought, a light bulb. She takes it and she places it very carefully onto the playing board. Not in the most conventional spot. In fact, this is never a place that people would start. Some would say this is a spot where if you play, you would instantly lose the game. She's clearly teasing Shira to see if she'll take the bait, the easy bait.
You place the marble on the playing surface, and it immediately lights up. The light shines through. Bright, bright sunlight shines through the marble, and on the ceiling, the first panorama is laid out. The spiraling greens and gold dots lay out, unique every time, dependent on the orientation of the marble, the placement of it on the playing surface. And we see what looks today like a giant green serpent spiraling across the ceiling, the domed ceiling of the playroom. And here and there stars that shift ever so slightly as the marble rotates in place.
You've been watching me closely. I didn't even notice you watching. How long have you been planning this, old friend?
I woke up today, this afternoon, and I thought it could be fun to play a game.
Did you dream of it? No, don't tell me. I want to find out myself. And in her next move, in her first move, really, Shira makes a series of gestures and then places down 3 symbols drawn onto 3 slips of paper, very specific places. And in some ways, it looks as simple as that. And in others, someone who had been watching, who had been learning, would see connections being drawn. A path that led through everything from the stars to language to the sciences. And in this path, we see the marble swoop along the curves of the drawn symbols until it ends up at a place that's new. Not in that gutter from which this spot would normally end, because somehow that was not an option today. Anthony, what does the Academy onlooker audience have to say about? Is there murmuring? What's happening?
Yes, 2 elderly magisters, fans of the game, players themselves, of course. They step outside to the wine bar that sits outside the gallery, so they can discuss without interrupting the players. The older one, stooped, face cracking. You see the serpent. Classic sign of envy. I've always known. 2 of them. They'd give anything to be the other. This is a classic game. And the younger, still old. Yes, yes. And the second played the moon. That is a symbol of dreams and desires. There's something between these 2. You can feel it.
We talk over the game, an easy exchange back and forth that belies an intense focus underneath it. Do you remember the tire swing?
Oh, yes, fondly. It's been a long time since we've been on the tire swing, though.
I was thinking about how the lilacs used to bloom just by it, would graze your face as you sat on it.
Hmm. That's interesting because I was thinking about how the lilacs were a little further off and they'd brush your feet when you'd swing.
And each of these sentences we say is a fond memory echoed at once by a move that perfectly encapsulates it. If you're listening, you can see how the words exchanged echo them.
The onlookers stare up at the domed ceiling. The placement of the spiraling marbles and clear glass plates etched with the symbols combine on the ceiling, and some people think they can see the lilacs in the purples and red hues on the side of the room near the tops of the bookshelves. Others are looking at the interplay of symbols across the top of the ceiling. There's much murmuring now. People seem to think a trap is being laid.
Do you think when we played when we were younger that was the point?
A purity, an innocence. That's what you say?
That's what I see.
I still don't know what I see. I look at it every day, but I make space to do other things too. And as she says this, she does a move that you didn't expect. Takes you by surprise in the same way that you hoped your opening move would take her by surprise. Do you think you respond with poise or with a fumble?
I think I respond with a fumble. I think Brenda is a little bit tilted by this, and she didn't get her full 14 hours last night. She woke up in the middle of the night having this nightmare about eating cups but not being able to drink. A stomach that was full of ceramic. And for a moment, she feels that heaviness in her gut from this weird nightmare that she had the night before. And she places a marble in a way that reveals an image that doesn't align with anything.
Oh. Well, that's a misplay. What's she doing? She's lost her nerve, obviously.
It would be dishonest of me not to, says Shira. And she makes the move that, even as you made yours, you knew was inevitable. A move that drives the marble off the field. And with the sound that always ends a game, it lands upon the floor.
The crowd is painfully silent. Its own form of applause.
Brenda stares at the marble on the floor. And even as she mutters, good game, she can't take her eyes off of it before she quickly turns and leaves the room.
Okay. Okay.
That's our first scene. Set
So
the stage.
do I gain a token?
Did you do any weak moves? You did. You lost a
I
game.
made a mistake that cost me respect and I lost the game.
Oh, yeah. So give
Yeah.
yourself 2 tokens. I've actually got a spot right at the top of your player area where you could write a
Oh,
2 if you like.
playa.
It says 0 right now, playa.
Playa.
Play up.
Great. That was fun.
That was
That was
really cool.
good. That was good.
I thought to myself, can we narrate a game without having the rules known? And
Yes.
yeah, turns out you can.
I think we should have this as our pre-credit scene, and then it should come up.
Title card.
Title card comes up, and then we should pick up next week.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
smart. That's smart.
Like
Let's leave them wanting a little more.
Yeah.
So then how does the player order go? Do we just like choose randomly? Is it just like whoever feels like having a
Yeah,
scene?
we can. I think
pretty
at the end
loose.
of any given scene, we can propose how we would want to establish the next one, and
Okay, cool.
like that. I figured, but we want to maybe have formal divided like specific things to focus on for the first scene, so just so we don't like lose it in the depth of the world that we made. Thank you, Kate. We always appreciate a little bit of compliment. Doesn't hurt.
That's sweet. Thanks.
The answer is we have very good co-players.
We do. We do. That was really cool. I really like this. It's giving, I've never seen it, but it feels a little bit like Queen's Gambit to me, or what I imagine it to be like in my mind.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
There's an intriguing thing. There's two pieces of media I want to raise in response to that. One is that there is a Queen's Gambit board game. It's not chess. And I think that sounds like nonsense to some people, but the feeling of playing a high-level strategy game is not necessarily something that you can just like have. It's something different than that.
Yeah.
There's a game, second piece of media, called Fake Chess. It's a two-player game that I've been meaning forever to play with one of you two, in which you play a fake high-level chess game. You're not following the rules of chess. It's just about like the gravity of every move and like
right. It's just about like the weight of everything you do. So it's like you're just taking a piece and moving it, but it's like it doesn't really mean anything, but it's the way that you play that gives it the meaning. The way that we react and interact. Yeah.
So I've been meaning to play that for years, but I haven't gotten around to it.
That sounds so fun.
Anyway,
this does feel like that. It's like we don't really know what we're doing, but we do know what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
And the gravity of the situation.
Now, that's it for this week, but we will be back soon. I won't say next week because I haven't talked to these two about it yet, but soon. And probably, even if we're not back with this next week, we'll be doing something. But we will return with the Glass Stream game, and we will see you folks on another Monday soon. Amanda, do you have anything you want to plug? You're always doing things.
I will probably have some streams on the weekend because I don't think I'm going to Fan Expo this year. If I'm going, I might just go for like one day. So there will be streams. TBD. I need to figure out what times. And I will have videos going up. So check out the YouTube, keep an eye out, and hopefully streams maybe Thursday and this weekend. Stay tuned.
Cool. Anthony, is there anything you want to raise for the populace?
No, did you already do your stuff, Kurt?
Folks, I don't have anything to tell you right now, both because I am surprisingly busy and because I am surprisingly busy. Those are actually the same thing twice, and it's the same truth that's twice as true as it normally is. But I hope to be back soon with new games, new ideas, new things to share. Most of the time right now, I can only share things like people talked about my game. So
great.
That's great. That's great. Well, we will hear more things from Kurt. There's many exciting Kurt things happening, just not for the public. Great. Okay, well then, if you are in the mood for more RPGs tonight, because we only played for a little bit of time, I'll suggest you head on over to Ravnos Archon, who are playing a mini-series of City of Mist, which is like a noir detective horror kind of game. It looks very fun. Unfortunately, they're on episode 2 of 3, so we're jumping in midway, but that happens all the time with streams. So head on over there and enjoy hanging out with them. Tell them that we sent you. Let me put the raid command in here. Does that work? Yeah, there it is. You can copy and paste that into our new stream.
Oh.
And hopefully, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us. We will be back next week, hopefully, ish. And we will be playing more of this, which I'm so excited for now that we've all set up and we have a
Me
world.
too. This is really cool.
Yeah. All right. See you all next time. Adios.
Bye, everybody.